This is our Forex blog for July 17th, 2015, and one of the best weeks we've had with the system, performance-wise, improvements to existing patterns, and I added a ton of new ones using completely different methods than I've ever used before. Uh, and now I also backtest all the patterns before I put them in there to see with the bare minimum number of rules so that they hopefully show 5 or 10 trades and spot some weaknesses in the basic idea, and then put some extra rules that prevent some of the losing trades while keeping all the winners. And it's a delicate balance between having lots of rules and too few rules. If you have 50 rules, the pattern might hit once or maybe even twice a year. If you have too many or too few rules, it'll hit 10 or 15 times a week and have a ton of losers. So there's a very delicate balance, but by backtesting every single idea I have now, first, and it lets me know how many additional rules to add, and it's, I believe, going to find a lot more trades. So here, let me just briefly showcase some of the currencies. Here's the euro dollar yesterday, nice little double bottom right here. This was a fib retracement that didn't really generate too much profit, but a small win. You got short right here, that would have been a small loser. This is a retracement after that big drop here. You can see that made about 20 pips. And then on Friday, a nice 20 or so pip move there. And that's it for the euro dollar. Let's showcase some of the other ones. Just an extremely powerful week. We'll scroll back and look at Thursday. No trades at all for the dollar CAD on Thursday. Friday it went long right here and had a small win. Actually it got out of the trade right here and flipped and went short. It made a very small profit on that because it went long again. 5 or 6 profit on that one, short for a nice 25 pip profit. Here's the pound dollar, which it did extremely well on. Let's scroll back and look at Thursday. You can see a nice little, and I love these type of patterns. Anytime the market has very low volatility, and especially when I see patterns that are in big rectangle patterns followed by smaller rectangle patterns, those tend to be very, very profitable. In other words, the win versus loss is very big. So you can see this one generated 10, 20, 30, 40 or so pips. And we'll scroll forward, see how it did on Friday. You can see the first trade pretty much was a 5 or 6 pip loser, and then went short here, got the loss back plus some. It had this little mini W pattern on the bottom, which was astronomically big, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 or so pips. One of those trades can just absolutely make your day with a 60 pip win. Here's the Australian dollar. You can see, we'll go back a couple days because I see this big win right here. Big huge move down. It sells. A lot of times the market forms a double bottom, comes up, hits one of our bands, and if it closes just a few pips over the last swing high, it tends to be a winner. As you can see in this case, very big win, 10, 20, 30, 40 plus pip profit. And then it made about 15 to 20 on that one, and this one almost got stopped up. It didn't. It probably made 5 or 6 pips on that one, and then on Friday it had 15, 20 pip profit there. Again, our systems, it's taken me years, but I'm starting to get to the point where I'm just absolutely blown away with the results. Here's the pound yen. You can see it found the high here. It's gone above all our statistical levels, and the market was showing signs of weakness. Typically, I won't sell 5, 6, 7 bar up. I like to see signs of it, going up, down, at our extreme levels. It's much safer trade. I've made mistakes in the past that have cost me a lot of money with my own accounts, so I'm very careful now. And you can see here, big move down, probably a 38% retracement, and again, look at that, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55 pip profit on that one. Just huge. And then a very similar pattern with the pound dollar. It's at an extreme low, and it comes in and probably hits a 50% retracement when the market's statistically down too much, and it showed signs of strength earlier in the day. That's something I look for. I tend to look to buy the lows if the market was strong earlier in the day. If it wasn't, then I don't buy the lows. It's that simple. And some days you catch these huge moves. Most of the time you're lucky to get 5 or 6 pips off of these kind of trades, but I'll take everything. And you can see this one here lost money, a few pips. And I'll showcase the Euro Yen here, and then I'll showcase our stats, and that'll be it for today's Forex blog. Here's the Euro Yen, small 10 or 15 pip profit on that one, and this one pretty much broke even. Now the stats, I do these at the end of the day, so at the beginning of the day I will fix some of the patterns that don't match the notes and the pictures I took when I created them. I then work on adding new patterns to find some of the trades that I would have taken that the system missed. I have over 2,200 patterns in the software right now, and you can see on Friday these are the results. At the end of the day, after I added probably 5 or 8 new patterns, on good days I only fix 1 or 2 of the older patterns. On bad days I can fix up to 10. 10 is typically the highest. The average day is maybe 4 or 5 of the older patterns I fix. So at the end of the day, after I fix the bad ones, which obviously don't show up in these results, add some new ones which wouldn't have been in there when it was trading live. But it did 335 pips, 72% winning. And what I really like to do is have the average wins be 18 to 25 pips or more, and then keep the average loss under 6 to 8 pips. And this day was astronomically low, very tiny. You can see it made a little close to 8 times bigger win than loss, because most of the losses were under 4 pips and none of them were over 10. On Thursday it also did very well, 80% winning, 18% or 18 pip win, 7.85. So it was a little smaller wins that day, a little bit bigger losses than the previous day, but a lot of trades. As you can see, in the past, a few weeks ago even, 16 to 20 trades a day were normal. And let me bring at the bottom here. You can see there's 26 trades that day. So I'm really working hard to find patterns that hit frequently, that are high winning rates and have high, or I should say big wins and tiny losses. Previous day, very big day, 434 pips, 80% winning, 21 pip win, and again, super tiny loss, average loss under 4 pips. Unbelievable. If you would have asked me that 2 years ago, if we'd ever have days where the losses average under 5 or 6 pips, I would have thought it would be impossible. Here's Tuesday, the best day of the week, 544 pips, 82% winning, and 24 pip average win. Again, 2 pip average loss. Look at that, 0.6, 1.2, 2.7. The biggest loss was 5.3. Unbelievable. And then on Sunday and Monday, which typically rarely does over 200, 250 is usually the max. 463 pips, 68%, a little bit lower winning percentage, a very big average win. Again, very happy with it, the very tiny average loss. And you can see a ton of trades too, by the way. 29 trades on Sunday, Monday. So I'm really, and you can see one of the patterns I put in there yesterday hit, or I should say last week, put it in last week before this week. It had 4 trades on Sunday, Monday, 9 pips, 6.9, 6.3, and 5.6. So every once in a while I come up with new patterns that are just wonderful and hit frequently, and they tend to be 50 or 60% winning and have 1.5 to 2 times bigger wins and loss. So I'm very, very happy with that. When patterns don't do very well, I put a star after, and then I tend to spend more time fixing those than other patterns if they have a loss. The stars mean this probably is less than or equal to 50% winning. It's not a particularly good or bad pattern, but it needs extra rules. And if I see days where it does extremely well, I take pictures of it so I can use those pictures to fix problem patterns in the future. So very, very, extremely happy with the results. We're not really necessarily even looking for new customers. We're just trading, and our goal is in the next 2 or 3 years, I'm 44 right now, just retire and enjoy life. And I'm always going to be trading and improving the systems and probably creating systems that automatically trade stocks, futures, oil, gold, and other markets too, just because I actually enjoy working, but I don't want to have to work. But you can see the results are extremely well. You can buy the software if you want for $2,000, and I'm willing to help people once they learn to use the software, help them set up their workspace and get the most out of the software.